Hey guys, hello and welcome to another video. So in this video I'm going to talk about the type ahead. So first let's take the scenario like where we should use this type ahead. So we are developing this Omni script, which is the team update account primary contact. What we need to do is we need to update the primary contact of any account. Okay, so one account will have multiple contact, but there will be only one primary contact. So we have multiple contacts. So inside that type ahead block, what we can do is we can list the multiple contacts. You can say that it will be an autocomplete feature. Like once you will enter anything inside this type ahead, it will list you all the contacts. So we have already dragged this type ahead onto the console. So let's configure this. So like once you will click on this, it will show you these options. So first of all, let's rename this as type ahead name. Okay, so the name is type ahead name, and let's change the label to type ahead, or we can say start typing the name. Okay, so it will show like this so that user can understand that we need to type any name of the contact. After this we need a data raptor, so I will go to the action and then I will drag a data raptor extract action. But one thing you need to make sure that you are dragging this data raptor inside this type ahead block. So once I will hover over this, you can see that this complete section is the type ahead and I'm dragging it inside. After dragging this data raptor extract, we need to pass two kind of data here. The one thing will be the context ID that will contain the account ID. So let's pass the context ID here. Context ID, and it will be transferred as account ID. So I will select the account ID and I need to pass another value. So till now we have passed only the context ID in multiple scenarios, but here the scenario is different because user will start typing any contact name. So whatever he will type needs to be transferred to the data raptor so that it will get to know like what the user is typing in. Based on that thing, it will fetch the data from the Salesforce. So I will pass the value of this type ahead. So the name of this type ahead is type ahead name. So I will select this and this will be passed as key. Let's take it as key. Okay, so we have configured the inputs, like what will be the inputs for this data raptor. So let's create that data raptor. So I need to create a new one, so I will click on this and then I will name it as type ahead data raptor and I will press OK. So our data raptor is now created. So we need to extract the data from the contact. So I will select the object as contact and the extract output path will be let's check this. So this is basically a part of this block and this block is change primary contact. So I will name it accordingly. So I will name it as change contact. And the filter value, so we have two filter value. One thing is the ID, that is account ID, and the key. So the account ID needs to be matched with the account ID. So name it as this account ID. And then for the second thing we need to use the like. Okay, so I will use the and inside this I will use the name of the contact. So I will select name. Instead of equal to, I need to use the like operator and here I need to pass the key. Okay, so our extract step is done. Let's go to the output. Because we don't have any JSON data so that we can map it, so let's configure this manually. So first of all we need the name, so I will select name and I will name it as change contact name. Fine. And second thing we need is the phone, so I will select the phone and I will name it as change contact phone, change contact phone. And the third thing we need is the account ID, so I will use the ID. That should be the contact ID, not account ID, because account ID is already there. And we will name it as change contact ID. Fine. So let's take the email also. So I will select the email and will name it as change contact email. Fine. So we have this output JSON is ready. So let's go to preview and check whether it is working or not. So let's edit this as parameter. So one thing is the account ID. So we need to set the account ID value as the account ID value. And the second thing is key. And the value we will pass it as A for now. So suppose the A is the value what user has typed. If we will execute this, so there is no data. So let's check out like where we are mistaking. This should be the, okay, so here it should be account ID. Okay, let's go to the preview again, and if we will execute this again, so you can see that we are getting the data. Okay, so one more thing we can do here is, instead of getting all the records, we can limit this record to the 10. So I will limit this to 10. So once you will click on that, it will fetch only 10 records. So it's fine from here. And this is already activated because we don't need to activate this data raptor. So let's go back to that Omni script, and this type ahead data raptor is already selected. So once we will preview this, so let's preview this and see whether it is working or not. So while previewing, we need to provide this context ID. So I have provided this context ID, and we need to check this change primary contact, and you can see that this is the type ahead, but there is no data raptor because that data raptor was inside this type ahead, so that will not be available. That will be automatically triggered once we will type anything inside this type ahead. So if I will start typing A here, so let's see this. If I will type A, so you can see there are multiple, like whatever the things are getting returned from this data raptor are getting shown here as the JSON. So all this data are JSON. So what we want is, we want only the name, not this whole data. So let's go back to that design, and if you will click on this type ahead, so you need to scroll down. Here there is a type ahead key, so we need to provide this type ahead key, and this will be the node which contains the name. So the name contains is change contact name. So if I will write it like this, it will show only the name. One more thing we can do here is, we can, so that email and phone numbers are not available here. So what we can do is, we can go to the build and we can take the inputs of the phone number also. So let's take the input of telephone and let's drag it inside this block. Okay, so I'm putting this inside the block, and let's name this text as change contact phone. Okay, so I will name it as this, and this will be the phone. So let's preview this and check whether this phone is coming from there or not. So let's go to this update primary contact, and you can see the phone is available here. And if I will start typing here A, you can see only names are getting displayed here rather than whole JSON. So if I will select any of these, okay, this is getting selected but phone is not coming. So this is very important question according to the exam. Always you will get a similar question like this. So we are having a type ahead and we are having some fields, but those fields are not getting populated even after the data is coming from the data raptor. So the main reason is because we are putting this input outside this type ahead. So we need to drag it inside this type ahead. Once you will drag it inside this type ahead and you will preview this, it will show you the data. So let's go to this change primary contact and you can see that that phone field is not available, but let's type A here, and if I will select any of one of them, to see that input we need to click on this pencil icon. If I will click on this, it will show you that field. So we can avoid like this pencil. So what we need to do is we need to go to the design and we need to click on this type ahead, and if you will scroll down here, there is two things: hide edit button, it will hide this pencil button, and we need to enable this edit mode. If we will enable this edit mode, it will be available always. So let's preview this again. So let's see this. If I will, so you can see that phone is already available. So if I will start typing anything and if I will click on Edward, it will get the phone number of Edward, and if I will select any other like Leanne Tomlin, it will get the phone number of Leanne Tomlin. So that's it for this video. If you find this video helpful, please like the video, and if you have any query you can comment out. I will try to answer to each and every query, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.